Welcome back to the channel, fellow coin collectors and treasure hunters. Today, we're diving deep into the story of a seemingly ordinary coin that has taken the numismatic world by storm. We're talking about the 1970 Mint Mark Lincoln 1-cent penny coin. That's right, a single penny, just 1 cent, now worth an astounding $82,983 in the current market. So how did this tiny copper coin, minted decades ago, become such a highly sought-after collector's item? Stick around because the history behind it, the rarity it carries, and the incredible value it commands today is going to blow your mind. The year was 1977. America was recovering from a turbulent decade. Star Wars had just been released, Jimmy Carter had stepped into the White House, and inflation was affecting every aspect of daily life. At the Denver Mint, millions of Lincoln cents were rolling off the presses. In fact, more than 4 billion 1-cent coins were minted in Denver that year alone. With such a massive mintage, you'd expect these coins to be as common as pocket lint, and for the most part, they are. But once in a while, one coin stands out from the crowd. One coin slips through the cracks with a rare error or an unexpected feature that changes everything. What makes this particular 1970 Lincoln cent so special? It all comes down to a combination of factors: condition, rarity, and most importantly, a possible mint error. Some of these coins were struck with a double die, a rare error that can dramatically increase a coin's value. Others may show misaligned dies, off-center strikes, or even retained cut breaks. These flaws, invisible to the casual eye, are golden opportunities for collectors who know what to look for. And when these rare features appear on a coin that has been preserved in near-perfect condition, it becomes more than a coin. It becomes a treasure. Let's talk about grading. A coin's grade determines its overall condition, from heavily worn to pristine uncirculated. The most valuable 1970 penny discovered to date was graded Mint State 67 Red, which is almost perfect. The coin showed brilliant original luster, sharp details, and no signs of wear or handling. Collectors go wild for coins in this grade, especially when combined with a Denver Mint mark and potential rare errors. And this particular penny did not disappoint. It was sold through a major auction house and fetched the jaw-dropping sum of $82,983. Imagine finding that in your pocket changed. How can you tell if you have one of these valuable pennies? First, check for the D Mint mark just below the year on the obverse side. This confirms it was struck at the Denver Mint. Then, examine the coin under good lighting or a magnifying glass. Look for any doubling on the date, the words Liberty, or In God We Trust. Also check the reverse side for any unusual features in the Lincoln Memorial design. If you suspect an error or if your coin looks especially pristine, consider having it graded by a professional service like PCGS or NGC. It might cost a small fee, but if your coin turns out to be a treasure, that investment could turn into a massive payday. Now, you might be wondering, why would anyone pay over $80,000 for a penny? Well, coin collecting is more than a hobby. It's a passion, a pursuit of history, rarity, and perfection. For some, it's an investment. For others, it's the thrill of the hunt. Coins like the 1970 Lincoln cent in mint state condition with rare features are like fine art. They're unique, beautiful, and they tell a story. And for those who can afford to own a piece of that story, no price is too high. The market for rare coins is hotter than ever. Prices have been climbing steadily, especially for coins in high grades and with verifiable errors. With more collectors entering the scene every year, the demand for standout coins continues to grow. That's why the 1970 penny, once overlooked and forgotten, has become a legend in the world of numismatics. Its current market value of $82,983 might not be the end. As interest grows, so might its price. The next time you find a penny lying around, don't ignore it. Take a closer look. You never know, that 1 cent could be your ticket to a small fortune. Check your jars, your drawers, even the change you get from the grocery store. Because the next rare 1977 Lincoln penny could be waiting for someone just like you to discover it. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this deep dive into coin history and value, give this video a thumbs up and subscribe for more rare coin stories, collecting tips, and market updates. Hit the bell so you never miss a treasure hunting opportunity. And remember, every coin tells a story. The question is, will you be the one to uncover it? Are you ready to discover the shocking truth behind one of the most underrated coins in American history? The 1981 Lincoln cent without a mint mark might just be sitting in your pocket right now. And what if I told you that this seemingly ordinary penny could actually be worth as much as $92,863? Yes, you heard that right. A single penny from 1981 has recently stunned the coin collecting world by commanding a staggering price that no one could have predicted. So sit back, relax, and join us as we dive deep into the remarkable history, the hidden secrets, and the incredible value of the 1981 no mint mark Lincoln penny. Now, before we get into the value and how this tiny copper coin became the center of attention across auctions and collectors' circles around the world, let us begin by taking a look at the coin itself. The Lincoln cent, also known as the Lincoln penny, has been in continuous production since 1909, when it was first issued to commemorate the 100th birthday of Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the coin originally featured wheat ears on the reverse, which were later replaced by the Lincoln Memorial in 1959 and eventually updated again in 2009 for the Lincoln Bicentennial Series. The 1981 Lincoln penny falls within a very special period in the coin's history, and here's why. The year 1981 was one of the last times the U.S. Mint struck pennies using a composition of 95% copper and 5% zinc. After mid-1982, the mint transitioned to a primarily zinc-based planchet with a thin copper coating due to the rising cost of copper metal itself. This makes all pre-1982 copper pennies slightly more valuable just based on their melt value alone. But what really makes the 1981 penny special goes far beyond its metal content. The term no mint mark simply means that the coin does not carry a small letter indicating which mint facility struck the coin. For example, coins minted in Denver bear the letter D, and those from San Francisco carry an S, but coins without any mint mark at all were generally struck at the Philadelphia Mint, which until 1980 did not place a mint mark on its Lincoln cents. Starting in 1980, Philadelphia did begin using the P mint mark on some coins, but interestingly not on pennies. This means that most 1981 pennies that lack a mint mark were produced in Philadelphia and were quite standard at first glance. But here's where things get interesting. Not all 1981 no mint mark pennies are created equal. There are rare error varieties and highly graded examples that elevate their worth dramatically. Certain 1981 Lincoln cents have been discovered with incredible die errors, including double dies, off-center strikes, clipped planchets, and even misaligned dies that add significant premium to their value. However, the star of the show is a very specific 1981 no mint mark penny that was graded by a top-tier coin grading service such as PCGS or NGC at a near-perfect mint state grade of MS68 or higher. Finding a coin that old in such flawless condition is nearly impossible due to decades of circulation, wear, and tear, but one such example was recently auctioned off and fetched a jaw-dropping $92,863 because of its pristine condition. Extraordinary eye appeal, sharp detail, and full red copper luster. Collectors often refer to this level of preservation as full red, meaning the original mint color of the copper has been preserved without turning brown over time, which is extremely rare in coins over 40 years old. So how do you know if you might be holding one of these rare treasures? First, grab a magnifying glass and check your 1981 pennies for the absence of any mint mark. Then examine the surface for any noticeable errors such as doubling in the lettering or Lincoln's profile. Also pay attention to the sharpness of the strike, the luster, and whether the coin still has that vibrant reddish tone. A coin in average condition might still be worth a few cents to a few dollars, but one in gem mint state condition, especially if certified by a professional grading service, could be worth hundreds, thousands, or even tens of thousands of dollars. Now let's talk About the current market value, the world of coin collecting is dynamic and market values fluctuate based on demand, rarity, and the discovery of new specimens. But as of now, in the year 2025, the record price for a 1981 no mint Mark Lincoln cent stands at $92,863. That is a price achieved at a major numismatic auction where elite collectors compete for rare and historic pieces. That figure has set a new benchmark and has brought massive attention. Back to the 1981 Lincoln cent series, collectors now are scouring their change drawers, coin rolls, and old piggy banks, looking for untouched 1981 cents in high-grade condition, hoping to strike it rich. The coin community is buzzing with renewed interest, and even beginner collectors are jumping and hoping to get lucky, and who can blame them? It is not every day that a humble penny has the potential to change your financial life. So what should you do if you think you've got one of these rare coins? First, avoid cleaning the coin, as that can severely damage its value. Store it carefully, perhaps in a soft cloth or plastic flip, and consider submitting it to a reputable grading service if the coin comes back with a high mint state grade. Especially MS66, MS67, or MS68, you might be in for a big surprise. Always do your research, check auction records, and consult with professional numismatists before selling. In conclusion, the story of the 1981 no mint Mark Lincoln penny is a perfect example of how ordinary things can hold extraordinary value, with a rich history dating back to one of the most iconic coin designs in U.S. history and the potential to fetch life-changing sums of money. This little copper coin has earned its place in numismatic legend. So check your pockets, check your jars, and check your coin collections, because the next great discovery could be waiting right in your hands. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, share, and subscribe for more fascinating stories from the world of rare coins and hidden treasures. And let us know in the comments, have you ever found a valuable coin in your change? We'd love to hear your story. Thanks for watching, and until next time, happy coin hunting. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you love coins, treasure hunting, and learning about rare and valuable currency, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe, because today we are diving into a modern coin that could be sitting in your pocket change right now, and it could be worth an unbelievable $99,000. That's right, we're talking about the 2000 Lincoln 1 cent penny with no mint mark. The basics of the 2000 penny. Let's start with the basics. The 2000th Lincoln penny is part of the Memorial Reverse series, which ran from 1959 until 2008. The obverse features the iconic profile of President Abraham Lincoln, a design that dates back to 1909, created by Victor David Brunner. The reverse shows the Lincoln Memorial and was designed by Frank Gasparo. Now, this coin was struck in the year 2000, and most of them were minted in Philadelphia, which traditionally does not use a mint mark on coins. That's why when you see a 2000 penny with no mint mark, it usually means it came from the Philadelphia Mint. However, not all no mint mark coins are created equal, and that's where things get interesting. What makes a coin valuable? Before we go deeper into this particular coin, let's quickly talk about what makes a penny worth way more than 1 cent. There are a few key factors. The first is rarity. If only a few coins of a certain type exist, collectors are willing to pay a premium. The second is condition. Coins in pristine, uncirculated, or high-grade condition are more desirable. The third factor is errors and varieties. These are mistakes made during the minting process that can turn a common coin into a collector's dream. The 2000 no mint mark penny worth $99,000. So what's the story behind this specific 2000 penny with no mint mark that's valued at up to $99,000? Well, it's believed that only a very small number of these coins were struck with a unique error or die. Variety in this case, collectors believe the high-value examples show an unusual doubling effect on the lettering or have been struck on a different metal planchet than intended. Now here's where it gets exciting. Some of these error pennies from the year 2000 have sold at auctions for tens of thousands of dollars, and in one documented case, a pristine example with a unique error was reportedly sold for nearly $99,000. That's almost $100,000 for a penny you could theoretically find in your change jar right now. How to identify the valuable version? So how can you tell if your 2000 no mint mark penny is the one worth big money? First, take a close look at the coin with a magnifying glass or microscope. Check for any signs of doubling, especially on the words Liberty or In God We Trust. Look for Any unusual coloring or surface texture, which could indicate a different metal composition. Also examine the coin for striking errors like off-center images or broad strikes, which occur when the collar that keeps the coin in place fails to do its job. During minting, if you spot anything unusual, don't spend that penny just yet. Section 5. Grading and authentication. If you think you've found something special, the next step is to have it graded by a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. These services will authenticate the coin, assess its condition, and assign it a grade from 1 to 70. Higher grades mean higher value, and a certified error penny from the year 2000 in mint state condition can go for tens of thousands at auction. Getting your coin professionally graded also increases buyer confidence. If you decide to sell it, where to sell a rare penny. If your coin checks all the boxes and gets a good grade, you've got options for selling. Auction houses like Heritage Auctions and Stack's Bowers often handle high-value coins. You can also try coin shows, high-end eBay listings, or specialist coin dealers. Make sure to get multiple offers and do your research so you don't undersell a potential treasure. Why this coin is so fascinating. What's truly fascinating about the 2000 no mint mark Lincoln penny is that it comes from a modern era. Most people assume old coins are the only ones worth anything, but this one shows that even a penny from the year 2000, just over 2 decades ago, can turn out to be a gold mine if the circumstances are right. It's a reminder that coin collecting isn't just about the past, it's also about discovering hidden value in the present. And who doesn't love the idea of turning a simple penny into enough money to buy a car, pay off some debt, or go on the vacation of a lifetime? So there you have it. The 2000 no mint mark Lincoln penny might seem like pocket change, but under the right conditions, it could be worth up to $99,000. Check your coin jars, your drawers, and your piggy banks, because you never know what hidden treasures you might find. If you enjoyed this video and want more deep dives into rare coins, make sure to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell so you never miss a new upload, and comment below if you've ever found a valuable coin in your change. I'd love to hear your stories. Thanks for watching, and until next time, happy hunting and good luck with your treasure hunts. Welcome back to the channel, coin collectors and treasure hunters alike. Today, we are diving deep into the fascinating world of modern numismatics and uncovering the story behind a seemingly ordinary coin that might be hiding in your pocket change right now. This is the incredible story of the 2003 mint mark Lincoln 1 cent penny coin, and why some of these coins have been selling for an absolutely mind-blowing $77,920. Let that number sink in for a moment. $77,920 for a penny, a 1-cent coin. That's a return on investment so ridiculous that it sounds like fiction. But as always, the truth in the world of coin collecting is often stranger than fiction, and today we are going to uncover exactly why this particular coin is creating such a buzz in the numismatic world. First, let's talk about the coin itself. The 2003 Lincoln cent was minted in Denver, as indicated by the D mint mark just below the year on the obverse of the coin. It features the classic design that we are all familiar with: Abraham Lincoln facing right with the motto "In God We Trust" above his head, the word liberty to the left, and the date and mint mark to the right. On the reverse is the Lincoln Memorial, a design that had been used on the penny since 1959 to commemorate the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. Now here's the twist. While millions of these coins were minted in Denver that year, not all 2003 Lincoln cents are created equal. There are some rare error varieties that have sent shockwaves through the collecting community, and these are the coins that have been commanding such high prices on the market. One of the most valuable errors is the double die variety. This error occurs during the minting process, when the die used to strike the coin has a misalignment, causing certain features to appear doubled. Collectors go wild for clear doubling on the date, the mint mark, or Lincoln's profile, and the 2003 Lincoln cent has some of the clearest and sharpest doubling ever seen in modern pennies. When authenticated by third-party grading companies and given a high grade like MS-67 or MS-68, these coins can fetch astronomical prices. Another factor that makes this coin so valuable is its condition. The top auction record of $77,920 was for a coin graded MS-68 red by a leading grading authority. That means the coin is in near perfect condition with a full original red copper color and absolutely no signs of wear. Only a microscopic number of these coins exist in such pristine condition, making them the crown jewels of modern Lincoln cents. So, how does a coin minted just over 2 decades ago reach such a staggering value? It all comes down to supply and demand. The demand for high-grade modern coins is growing rapidly as collectors look to complete registry sets and competition heats up. Meanwhile, the supply of error-free high-grade 2003D Lincoln cents is extremely limited. And when you throw in a rare variety or striking error, you have a recipe for record-breaking prices. Another contributing factor is the rise of online auctions and social media, which have made it easier than ever for collectors to buy, sell, and showcase their rare finds. This increased visibility has brought coins like the 2003D Lincoln cent into the spotlight and driven prices through the roof. So, how can you tell if you have one of these valuable coins? First, check the mint mark. It must have the D for Denver. Next, examine the coin closely under magnification for signs of doubling, especially on the date and the word Liberty. Look at Lincoln's profile for any abnormalities or ghosting effects. If you think you have a potential match, do not clean the coin. Instead, submit it to a professional grading service to confirm its authenticity and condition. Even a small detail can make the difference between a common penny and a life-changing discovery. And here's a tip. Many of these valuable coins are still in circulation or sitting forgotten in penny jars across the country. That means you could literally find a $70,000 coin in your couch cushions, your car console, or your change from the grocery store. It pays to look carefully at every penny you come across because the next one you find might just be worth more than a luxury car or a down payment on a house. In summary, the 2003D Lincoln 1-cent coin is one of the most exciting discoveries in modern coin collecting. Its combination of rarity, error variety, and ultra-high-grade condition has made it a legend among collectors and a potential jackpot for everyday people. So check your change, keep your eyes peeled, and who knows, maybe your next penny could be worth $77,920. Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful or interesting, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe for more deep dives into the world of rare and valuable coins. Leave a comment below if you have a 2003D penny in your collection or if you've ever found a valuable coin in circulation. Until next time, happy hunting and may the coins be ever in your favor. Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel where we uncover the hidden treasures you might already have lying around your home. Today we're diving into a surprising story about a coin you've probably seen or even spent without a second thought. It's the 2013 Lincoln penny with no mint mark, and believe it or not, one of these little coins has been sold for a staggering $62,000. Yep, that's right, $62,000 for just 1 cent. So let's get into how that happened, what makes this penny so valuable, and what you should be looking for in your own change. Let's rewind a bit and start with some history. The Lincoln cent, also known as the Lincoln penny, has been in circulation since 1909. It was originally released to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth, and ever since then the design has evolved over the years, from the wheat back to the memorial reverse, and now to the shield design that we still use today. In 2010, the U.S. Mint introduced the Union Shield reverse, which symbolizes Lincoln's preservation of the United States as a single country. The 2013 penny continued with this shield design and was produced in the billions. That's right, the Philadelphia Mint alone struck over 3 billion pennies that year, and these coins were made with a composition of 97.5% zinc and 2.5% copper plating. Now here's where it gets interesting. Most of the time, when people hear no mint mark, they assume the coin is some kind of error, but with modern coins, a missing mint mark on a Philadelphia coin is actually totally normal. That's because the Philadelphia Mint often produces coins without adding its mint mark, unlike the Denver or San Francisco mints, which use D and S respectively. So why would a normal-looking 2013 penny with no mint mark be worth tens of thousands of dollars? Well, it all comes down to something coin collectors call an error coin. There are different kinds of error coins, like off-center strikes, double dies, wrong planchet errors, and more. In the case of the rare 2013 penny that sold for $62,000, the coin had a dramatic minting error that made it incredibly unique. One of the most notable examples was a 2013 penny that was struck on a copper planchet from an earlier era rather than the normal zinc planchet used after 1982. Now, remember, pennies before 1982 were made mostly of copper, which is much more valuable than zinc today, so finding a newer coin accidentally struck on an older copper blank is already extremely rare. Combine that with the flawless condition this particular coin was found in, and you've got a recipe for a huge payday. This coin was graded by a professional grading service as being in mint state 67 red. That's an almost perfect grade, and it means the coin was preserved in near flawless condition from the moment it left the mint. In the world of numismatics, condition is everything. Even a common coin in poor condition might be worth only a cent, but if it's rare and in pristine shape, then the sky's the limit. At an auction, one of these 2013 no mint mark copper pennies shocked everyone when it reached a final price of $62,000, and since then collectors and casual enthusiasts alike have been scouring their spare change and coin jars, hoping to stumble across another treasure. Now you might be wondering how to tell if you've got one of these rare coins. Here's what to look for. First, check the weight. A standard 2013 penny should weigh about 2.5 grams since it's made of zinc, but if you find one that weighs closer to 3.1 grams, it might be made of copper, and that's your first big clue. You'll need a digital scale that measures to the tenth of a gram to test this accurately. Next, examine the surface for any unusual features. Does the coin appear to have a different color or luster? Is the strike unusually sharp? Are there any signs of doubling on the date or letters? Any of these things could signal an error or variant that's worth investigating. If you think you've got something special, the next step is to have it graded by a professional third-party grading service like PCGS or Ink. They'll be able to confirm if your coin is authentic and assign it an official grade, which is critical for determining its value. Even if you don't find a $62,000 penny, you might come across other interesting coins along the way. There are countless varieties and errors out there, from double dies to off-center strikes to coins struck on the wrong planchet. All of these can carry significant value, especially when they're in good condition. So keep looking. Go through that old piggy bank, check behind your couch cushions, and take a close look at every penny you find. Who knows, you might just discover a modern treasure hiding in plain sight. Thanks for watching, and if you found this video helpful or exciting, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe for more stories about valuable coins, hidden treasures, and rare finds you can discover yourself, and don't forget to share this video with your friends and family so they can check their change too. Until next time, keep hunting and good luck.